Traders, welcome back. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. We are in for some possibly good opportunities this week. If you guys are not caught up, this came out over the weekend. It was Donald Trump and Xi meeting to end the U.S.-China trade war. It got pushed back to June, which initially it was in March, and it got pushed back to April, and now it's June. And to me, I feel like this is going to open up, some more uncertainty in the markets. People are going to be guessing, why are things going to be able to come to an agreement at all? And we can see right here, a stumbling block appears to be the demand from some in the White House for an enforcement mechanism to ensure China lives up to its promises. So there's a lot of people that are, questioning if they can actually live up to these promises and not break through on the deal. And it's also going to be hard to reform China in their intellectual property theft that they've been doing for years. It's like this is what their economy is based on. So you're really asking for a lot. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how that plays out. And just make sure you're going to different sources to check out some of these headlines, so you're not just getting someone that's just biased about it or that maybe miswrote the whatever happened. Coming back over to the charts though, let's start with this euro. Has been running during the overnight session. Did hit off on this 61.8, so we are going to see and wait what it does here. I did mention we'd probably get some more consolidation at this level, and I think I said it could possibly push lower. But jumping back over to the Swiss franc, so we did break through. Now we're just consolidated. We have broke a little higher, and I do think it's possible that we could hit off on this 23.6, especially this week. In the long run, maybe this 50%, but we are going to be focused on this 23.6 right now. I'll show you guys a volatility index that I also keep an eye on, which just measures volatility in the market. It's really just measuring the volatility in the S&P. And the last time you had a sell-off, it's just rare you get a sell-off like this in this volatility index. So what to me this is saying, there's been a lot of volatility crush, and I'm possibly looking for a spike higher. As you can see, the patterns get sold off, it consolidates, and you get a spike in volatility. The last time we had a sell-off like that hasn't been, I don't know, maybe back in this August 15th or August of 2015. And it does highly correlate with these spikes do highly correlate with the S&P sell-offs as well. So, but this will also correlate with the yen and the Swiss franc. It's not perfect, but it does. So, like I said, I am looking for this 23.6 to be hit by the Swiss franc. On this pound for the week, we do have another vote for Theresa May, and we are possibly, we are at these highs. We did have this massive run up after that. They rejected the deal for a no Brexit, which became positive for the pound. So that if they would have been positive on that vote for a no deal, it would have opened a lot of uncertainty. But I still do not think there's still a possibility for a lot more uncertainty with the pound. But I am starting to think, as we have seen, the sentiment with the pound is up. So you never know, we could possibly get a nice retracement on this pound index because we are at these highs consolidated. But that's just all going to come back to what happens on the vote on, I think it's Tuesday. Let's just check that quick. Tuesday, here, let me pull that up. Computer's being slow. So we got there. Yep. No. Okay. So it's on Wednesday. Probably about, I'm going to guess it's going to be about 2 or 3 Eastern time. 1, 2, or 3 Eastern time. But my guess would probably be 2 Eastern time. So let's jump back into the yen. This is what I'll also be watching for this week, is some yen strength. And the index is looking very nice. So we had this massive sell-off. After this massive runoff, we get this sell-off back down to Now, this is a pretty deep retracement, so I am possibly looking for this for a continuation up. Like I said, this is 23.6 is going to be my first target, but I am thinking that 38.2 is going to be probably more likely. NZD, I'm not really too sure on. So last week I did mention that we could possibly push higher up into this zone, which we did. But for now, I'm going to be patient on that. And that's really all going to be based on, the China trade talks and how that progresses. The dollar, do possibly think we're going to sell off this week again, possibly down to 78.6 at this 198 level. And I think a good catalyst would be Wednesday when they come out and we get a clearer idea on the future of interest rates, which I am anticipating Powell will, continue to say that the Fed's going to be patient, and I think that's going to have them push it lower. But like I said, there is still room for a possible rate hike, but for this one, there's not going to be a rate hike at all. So just jump into some pairs. We do have this USD JPY, that this is a potential opportunity, but this is all going to be based on the Wednesday meeting for the Federal Reserve. And I would like a break below this probably 130.40 level, where you can see we're kind of holding on right now. CAD-C, well, let's jump to Euro. We are continuing to run. And there's 13 potential targets. Are probably a little higher, maybe up, probably these highs around 14.20, probably 14 flat seems like the best bet. Jump to this GBP, JPY. So again, we are consolidated at these highs. So if we do get something regarding Brexit, like the vote doesn't go through or any uncertainty, I do think it's possible that we could push lower, probably back into this 146 mids. And if there's anything, like I said, regarding China and the trade talks that could possibly push this yen higher, this would be a good trade as well. But I do feel like the sentiment in the pound is gaining up more momentum, but that doesn't mean you can't catch a quick pullback as well. So I think that's it for the pairs, guys. Tomorrow we will be out with another today's market. Hopefully we get some action, and if anything comes out trade-wise, we will be posting it in the Slack group. So we'll talk later.